decisive couple of months. They are going to make their future and they are going to make us bright. So now I am really very happy today that I got a chance to speak to you some of my thoughts and experiences, and hope these 20-25 minutes you will really gain something. So before I start this discussion, I would like to invite Suleiman of Goldbeat to come to the stage for the recitation of Surah Al-Asr, for which the translation is there. Suleiman, please.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. صدق الله العظيم.
Jazakallah, Suleiman. Surah Al-Asr is the second shortest surah in the Holy Quran. Just now Suleiman has recited, and the meaning is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala swear by the time of Asr. भाई आप लोग बैठे वो भी सुनेंगे फिर बात करेंगे. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala swear, Allah पाक कसम उठाती है असर के वक्त की. Indeed mankind is in loss. So now this is a very serious message. But why there is the word except? So all those people, members of mankind who belong to these, whose deeds belong to this part, for sure, inshallah, they are not at loss. If they do not belong to this part, then they are at loss. So what is this part? Those who believe, done righteous deeds, good deeds, and advise others to say truth and advise each other to stay patient. If it's the second shortest surah, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala swear. So many Islamic scholars actually interpreted this surah in a very, very thought-provoking and striking manner. Muslim students understand better, and I request Muslim students, whenever you get a chance to talk to your non-Muslim friends, explain to them that out of 5 daily prayers, Asr time is the shortest. We cannot afford to delay our prayer, and we have to have very good time management not to delay our Asr prayer. And let me tell you, none of us is perfect. I might be the most imperfect among all of you. So if we are going to talk to you, if we are going to talk something important about time, that means I put myself first of all of you, that I need to make more improvement than all of you sitting there. So let's share. I'm not teaching you. I'm sharing with you that I myself need to improve much more than you need to improve, and together we need to make some improvement, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked us, if we don't care for the time, we don't have good time management, then at the end of the day, we may become this part rather than this part. So today, our topic is time management. Time is so precious that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has to swear to remind us that how we should be very, very watchful and mindful about the utilization, proper utilization proper management of the time, which is a blessing for us, which is a blessing given by Allah to us, how we use our time on day-to-day basis. So, importance of time. We always hear a very common phrase, time flies. Time is money. So as a student, I will very quickly go through because I know I don't need to tell you again. Just a refresher, all of you know these things. Some basic principles that how you can make your time management better, how can you make better use of your daily time. Every individual student has got different mood and potential. Some of you are really good at studying in the morning, and some of you would prefer to study at the night time, late hours when everyone is sleeping. So actually different individuals have got different preference. बेटा जो भी बोलेगा फिर मैं चुप करूँगा, आपको बुलाऊँगा, आप बोलेंगे, बहुत important बात है यहाँ please, not so. So you decide which time is better for you to study. And never study like few hours. Oh, you started at 9 p.m. and you're studying at 1 p.m. sitting on your study desk, and then finally, like me, you get a back on pain. So you must not stay on your study table more than an hour. 1 hour, take 5-minute break, take a snack, walk around, do a little bit stretching, and come back to your study table. Make sure the surroundings are conducive to study. That means when you are studying, make sure it's silence, environment is good for studies, it's not noisy, it's not disturbance. There's no one in the family watching TV so loud, you can request them to lower down the volume and take into account your rest and relaxation, balancing your life, balancing my life. So I will always repeat, we all need to balance our life, and I put myself first. Eating and sleeping properly, we have to monitor today. We know these things. This is not the first time we're learning. Combined activity. This might be a little bit new to you. What is combined activity? Many of you travel from faraway places to Taiwan. Actually, on the way, you can do a little bit reading. You can listen to the Holy Quran, or listen to anyone that relaxes you. So you are traveling and doing something good at the same time. This is what we call, very famously called multitasking. And don't leave the things to the last minute. This is always a big problem. When you leave the thing to last minute, there is a term in English we use. It is called procrastination. When we avoid to do things that need to be done at the proper time. For example, Form 6. Right now, the no 4th of December is the deadline for the application for pupils. And the other day I was talking to one of the class. If you are going to make it on 2nd of December, 9th, computer lines will be jammed. You will not be able to log on to the website. So this is called procrastination. Do not leave the things. We must not. I use the word we. We must not leave our important things to the last minute. Tomorrow is the deadline, so I will do it midnight today. That's not the good way. Why we delay the things to the last minute? These are some of the reasons mentioned by some wise people. Usually we don't have very clear goal in our life. We are having very confused goals, everyday changing goals, very inconsistent goals in our life. And this makes us not handling the things properly on time. So lack of clear goals, waiting for the right mood. Oh, I'm not in the mood today. Tomorrow I will do it. Tomorrow in the same situation, I'm again not in the mood. And unfortunately, sometimes that mood never comes and things are left undone. Waiting for the right time, or this is not the right time. And then pure laziness. By nature, sometimes we are lazy and we miss very important deadlines. Underestimating is another reason. Underestimating the time required to complete the task. Sometimes I need to do a project. It's okay. It's a piece of cake. I can do it in 2 hours. I can do it in 2 days. And when you start doing it, it needs 2 weeks or even a month. So you underestimate. You don't properly estimate the time required to complete a particular task. These are the reasons for delaying things, which we call procrastination. If someone suffers from this, is likely to miss his goals, to miss his targets. There are some more reasons, for example, not understanding what is required to complete tasks, what type of material you need, what type of help you may need from teachers or friends, so you don't calculate properly. Maybe you need to do a survey for IES project, and you need to meet 10 people, and you never calculated those 10 people may not be available when you want to go to them. So these are the things that we don't understand, the required things. And then sometimes we are so nervous to do things. I personally know, sometimes I ask students, come and please do this thing on the stage. And alhamdulillah, many of you are very good. But sometimes, some students, even we keep saying, pushing, no problem, go there, nothing will happen, believe it. But by nature, we are fearful. So whenever we enjoy anything, we enjoy doing anything in our life, we have absolutely no fear. There is a big pressure on public exam. We have been going through many public exams. All the teachers standing here, qualified teachers, do you think that they have gone through the public exam? That's why they are the qualified teachers in front of you. We know what is the stress of public exam. The only simple thing we want to tell you, enjoy the challenge. Ride on the challenge. If the challenge is going to ride on your shoulder, you will be crushed down there. Be strong and control the challenge rather than the challenge control you. So don't be fearful of the challenges in your life. Underestimating the importance of the task. I have already said something about that. Using time wisely, tips on making use of dead time. Sometimes is not so useful, you can make good use of it. And dealing with stress, what is the best way to deal with stress? You can do yoga. For Muslim student, best yoga is 5-time prayers. So you don't have to do yoga. Stop delaying things to the last minute, and let's get organized. All of us need to get more organized, clarify our priorities. You need to do 5 things. If we cannot do what is number 1 important, what is number 2 important, what is number 3 important, then it's going to be messed up. And then your time, of course. You might have noticed that I was kind of rushing through these things. The reason is, when I got this PowerPoint, I noticed that there is nothing very special that you don't know. Actually, all of you know that, oh yes, we have learned this 100 times since primary school, that time management, meet the deadline, do things properly. Then why we need to repeat? This is the reason I try to just fast to go through. To me, for myself and for you, today I use this chance to find a solution. We know these things are good. We want to make some changes in our life. But whenever we try, we cannot do it. There are some lazy habits. There are some not so good habits in us. Whenever I try to make what we call New Year resolution, new commitment, and after 2 days or 2 weeks back to the basic, nothing happened. So this is the big question mark. Let's deeply, seriously discuss this question. Why, when we want to change, why we cannot change? जिंदगी में कोई भी बुरी चीज खत्म करने के लिए चेंज करना पड़ता है. Whenever we try to change, we got fail. Whenever we try to develop new habit, 1, 2, 3, 4 days, and again back to basic, we couldn't change it. The boys have just arrived. Please pay attention. I repeat. All of you sitting there and myself, is there any student, and let's say even teacher, who can raise hands to say that I am perfect and I don't need any improvement in anything in my life? Is there anyone? Perfect. Careful, careful, careful. The moment you raise your hand, you are going to make yourself equal to Allah. मैं आपका टेस्ट ले रहा था, not or not. The moment Now, because the hands goes up, that means you are equal to perfection of God. So, be careful and listen to the question carefully. Again, anyone who thinks is the perfect from all aspects. I have seen a very funny scene. Someone is not raising hand but pushing another person's hand, but the one who is pushing other's hand is going to be in trouble. I repeat, for this is not a joke question, it's not kidding anymore. No one is perfect. Okay, serious. You be again say, sir, we know this thing, why we need it. Today I'm going to tell you how we can try, no guarantee, still we can try some new methods that several times I tried to get rid of some bad habits. Several times I tried to make routine for my studies. My parents complained about my attitude. Several times I tried to change my attitude, but I couldn't. I really love to establish my 5-time prayer. Several times we tried, but 1, 2, 3 prayer and others are missed. So many things we want to do, but we cannot do. This is the question of discussion. We know what I want, but we cannot do it. That's the question. So today, I'm going to try an experiment with myself and with you. We are not going to force you. We are not going to check you have done it or not. I was thinking last night and this morning, and I thought that I should share this method with you. Practical method to give you. You try. अच्छे नसीब आपके मेरे हुए हो सकता है. This method may change your life. Depends. So this method is called daily self-accountability. Now, the word accountability is a little tougher for the newly formed student. Girls, I need your attention. Group of girls here. The formula, the secret is checking yourself and your activity on daily basis. 2-minute daily self-check. I repeat, 2-minute daily self-check. And let me be the first to tell you, I tried this thing and so far I'm not successful. Let me admit this. And I want to try with you. Sometime we can have casual chat during the lunch break or even in classes. And let's see, are we trying this thing or not? Daily self-check, 2-minute daily self-check. What is that self-accountability self-check? That who we are, what we have done today, go to sleep. And not only I'm going to speak to you, but actually I have prepared something new. But I'm going to explain how we can do daily self-check or self-accountability. I have asked the staff to print enough copies here in my hand. Here. Not the way. Just now the way. Oh. And this reminded me when Miss Sisi asked you to rise up for the school song. And the first line is, we all love Islam. And she was asking you to rise up for that line, and you were saying, मुझे इतना डर लग रहा है कि मेरे आगे अल्लाह ताला से. Miss Sisi is asking you to rise up for the school song. The first line is, we all love Islam, and you are saying, Think, it's not a joke. It's not a joke, I can tell you. What was she asking you to say? We love Islam, and you were kind of showing that we don't love. When I present something and you say, that means you don't like it. Okay, I keep quiet for 10-15 seconds. Think what I'm saying right now. And remember next time, Whenever you are asked to rise for the school song, for which the meaning is we love Islam, and if you are really kind of not willing to stand and say, oh, what type of message you are giving to yourself and to others? At the same time, same similar thing is I ask you to raise your hand if you are perfect. Perfect means equal to God. Seriously question yourself. I don't know if I'm speaking in a very difficult way or not, but I think most of you understand what I'm trying to say. This body language is clearly making an announcement that we don't love Islam. Why you are asking us to stand? No one, you can debate with us as a teacher. Basically, you have to be very watchful about your body language, your attitude, your gestures, whenever you react against anything. Serious. Sometimes life is not 24-hour jokes. We love to enjoy it, but when there are serious things, we need to react properly. We have got to be in good control of our thinking, our body language. Otherwise, we will give up. So I have developed this sheet. I have very big confidence that those who can just spare 2 minutes out of 24 hours and to complete this sheet every day for, let's say, the next 2 months, and I pray to Allah that it become your routine. 2 minutes on the side of your bed, you complete this, put a date, and what you need to do, let me explain to you. I repeat, because our problem is that we know what is good and what is bad, but we cannot change it. Now we are giving you a formula. You try this method. For example, if someone wants to develop some stamina for the 100-meter race, and then the formula is to go and practice and have good food and good sleep. So this is the formula. Let's try. Let's take through this process. Let's check that do we need to make some changes in our lifestyle or not. First question is, we have to ask ourselves after this session, are there something that, for example, my waking up time in the morning, the way I talk to other people, when I am in part of some conflict and teachers are asking me, and when I explain and clarify my position to teacher, my body language is polite or not? Do I have a kind of habit of being hyper in an uncontrolled way? There are so many things in different individuals to improve. First you ask that what are the top 5 things in me to change? Maybe if a weak person like me, maybe I need to change 50 things. I can't change. Let's prioritize. Top 5 things to change as soon as possible. And when every night you go to sleep, take a minute or 2 or 3 and let's ask ourselves, how was my day? And give a scale 0 to 5 to the following categories. But in terms of quality time, it's very difficult to understand what is the meaning of quality time. I studied 3 hours and I learned nothing. That means you did not study at all. I performed 4 sunnah, 4 sunnah over 2 sunnah, 2 nafil, Zohar prayer, but every time it was in my heart, if these teachers would have not forced us to come to the hall, I would play basketball or football or cricket. If this is the quality of time you are spending in your prayer, or this is the quality of your or my prayer, then we need to question before we give scale. Namaz to pad liya, us namaz mein badla kitna hai, Allah se kitna hai. How much was your connection with Allah? Then you know and Allah knows, no one knows. Then you give. You deserve 5 out of 5 marks, or okay. During my prayer, my connection was not too bad, but not perfect. Our connection, we need to improve our connection. It's not very perfect. But it should not be 0 out of 5. We are doing physical exercise and 100% we are thinking about something else. From the first second of prayer till the end. Same way when you are sitting in library or you are sitting in the lesson gone from the first second of your liberal studies or maths lesson till the bell ring, not a single moment of concentration to teacher. Then you attended the lesson, but how much concentration you need to give yourself marks for that. But anyway, there will be so many categories. I try to think deeply, to simplify into some main categories. This is the paper I'm going to give you today. Please don't take it as another fatigue. 2 minutes. Sometimes some funny things happen. People who make things and present things they themselves cannot follow, but those who listen they can follow and become successful. Who knows that I myself finally I cannot follow this, but I am telling you and you follow it and you are successful. Sometimes it happens. I give you one personal example. Very personal, but I don't mind sharing because it's a good example. I have a relative back in Pakistan whose ideas for life are so rich. He has traveled more than 10 countries. Whenever he talks to people, he motivates people, particularly students and young people, in a very effective way. Let me just finish. Thank you. Listen. He inspired me in my life when I was a student in college and university back home. So much that I always pray for him. But he is the most unsuccessful person in my family, among my family members. The reason is, he said some beautiful thing and changed some people's life, including myself. He was so inspiring, but sometimes the person himself cannot change. So I don't know. I really don't know how much I myself will follow this, but I will try. Today I was very serious when I was making, because otherwise, if we don't practice what we preach, then it's going to. But still, it is a chance that some of us, maybe due to our age or energy or whatever, but you are young people full of energy, the best phase of your life. If you make a discipline to follow this paper, what you need to do is, every night you go to sleep, remember we are talking about time management and how we should spend time. So you should actually measure that. Unfortunately, I cannot maximize, but I hope still you get some idea. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 categories. You will put a date every day here, and I suggest you start from 1st December. We give you a discount of 1 day, don't start tomorrow. But actually the best thing is start immediately. Anyway, 1st December, so that month by month. And keep a monthly record. 1st December, and at night you think, what have you done and achieved for your physical development? Because to me, this is the most important category of our life. If physically we are weak, we are not healthy, we cannot do any of these things. Physical development, the top priority. We are not asking you that every day you get a very rigorous training. What you eat during lunch break is also part of your physical development. Check how much mommy noodles you have consumed. If you are going to develop your physical development on the tons of mummy noodles, then what we can expect, what type of athlete you are going to become. Okay. Second category is, after we are physically healthy, maybe under 50%. Thank you very much, Ms. O. Second is spiritually. So this is for Muslim, non-Muslim, for everyone. We Muslims have our own way of spiritual development, 5-time prayer, and learning more and practicing more. But for non-Muslims, they have their own religion, their own way. So spiritual development, what you have done to yourself, even 1 minute thing in 24 hours, you should count. Family, before you go to sleep, listen. If you don't listen, you don't know how to fill in, and you will get a lot of filling here and then no meaning. During PE lesson, you participate actively, your food was well balanced. You didn't do anything that is against your physical development. You prayed properly. If in your own way, following your religion. Family. When you came home, did you smile to your mom or dad or anyone in the family? This is the first thing you can do when you go home. Did you say salam or any of your greeting that you normally do with your family member? Or you are in a very moody way, you are entering your door and then not really. These things have very big impact on the atmosphere of family. Serious questions, serious things. Sometimes very small things we never take seriously, and then this is what they make our life and our family atmosphere. How is your relation? Did you greet anyone? If due to some laziness or some mistake, if mother or father scolded you a little bit, did you bounce back? You were rude to your parents. Remember one thing, one of the major problem with students, young people is that they want to make the score equal in bouncing back or shouting. The teacher is angry that I have the right to be equally angry. That means no difference between teacher's age and status and children's age and status. That is a very unfortunate understanding of some of us. I have my own self-respect. Why the teacher was shouting at me? So my dear, who said you don't have self-respect? We love you and we are proving every day we love you, but when you do something wrong which can kill your life, as teacher it's our duty to stop you in any possible way. Usko personal na liya kare. Don't take it too personal that the teacher was speaking loud to me. So, coming back to family. How is your relation, mom, dad, brother, sister, whosoever family member? And check the quality of your relation with your family member and assess yourself. Girls from 6. Next category is studies. During the lessons, how much you were concentrating, how much you learned new things, how much old things were consolidated. And I deliberately included this thing. Did you do leisure reading or not? This is for you, for we teachers, for every person. Sometimes this thing can be very strongly linked with spiritual development. Leisure reading. If we do not have a habit of reading even one paragraph while you are traveling, before you go to sleep, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour, whatever, a part of your routine daily life. If you don't, leisure reading doesn't mean your textbooks. Anything that is away from your textbooks. Ideally, someone has just said reading our Facebook contents, which is okay, really okay, because in Facebook you can have sometimes absolutely wonderful things. So, for example, you read a lot of Facebook things, and you get 5 out of 5, 5 out of 5, at the end of the month you got full marks in Facebook reading. Then one day, let me discuss these two categories together. The reading of the content on the Facebook and entertainment similar. What are the things that are part of your entertainment on daily basis? You need to question. Some people entertain themselves by playing football matches, cricket matches, computer games, chatting on the Facebook, or anything that you really love to do as entertainment. Then I'm not questioning that today we have time and we discuss what is good entertainment and what is bad. You are big boys, big girls, you know what is good entertainment and what is bad. But I very strongly believe that a big majority of you does have some sort of entertainment. Even sometimes you have an entertainment that you would never share to the closest of your friend. But you do have it. So give yourself marks in the entertainment column and leisure reading. If you ask me, but you have every right to 100% differ with me. But if you ask my definition of leisure reading, I would never consider screen reading as leisure reading. But all of you have right to disagree with me. But anything that is read on the screen, computer screen, is not a leisure reading. It's not good for eyes for long term. So reading, opening a book, or opening a magazine and reading when you're before going to sleep or you are on the way to school, that's leisure reading. But some of you are really good at screen reading, so it's up to you. But I personally don't subscribe and screen reading. Before you go to sleep, 1st December, physical development. If no PE activity, no match, nothing physical, but at least my food was healthy, still I gave some, maybe 2 out of 5 marks, or 3 out of 5 marks. Still true. When I prayed, my connection to Allah was very good. I must give 4 out of 5 to myself, 3 out of 5 more. 5 out of 5 is a very high stage, but sometimes you really are lost in the glory and thoughts of Allah, you can even give 5 out of 5. With your family is a happy day full of love and excitement and laughter and family, and everyone appreciated my relationship with family, studies, leisure reading, entertainment, gave you marks. Last thing before I end this presentation. At the end of a month, let's take an example. Someone get a lot of marks in this column, but not enough in the other columns. Then you have a great chance to assess yourself, because we are talking about self-accountability. That you are focusing too much on one aspect of life and you are consciously or unconsciously ignoring the other part. This will give you a picture. And if someone is getting a lot of marks in studies, full study, no time for physical development, no time for spiritual development, no time to talk to family members, no entertainment at all, also not a balanced life. Also, not a balanced life. If someone really thinks that chatting online, Facebook or other stuff on the internet is my daily routine, and I fully use my free hours in the evening or at night, and I give 5 out of 5 because I love to do things. Really, 1 month you try. Anything that you love to do. Maybe some of you love to log onto the Facebook and you love to stay there hours and hours. Don't worry. Keep giving yourself marks out of 5 because you spend a lot of time. And once you calculate and you get very high marks there, then one day you sit at least with 2 friends. Or that usually I'm on the Facebook or on the computer, and the thing that I always surf on the net is like this, and I'm really having eyes for here. But do you think it's worth spending? Remember one thing, always have at least 1 to 2 people around you that you can share more, if not all, most of your things in your life. And then you assess, I love to do this thing. My big amount of time is going here. And according to my own inner conscience and my friends, this is not a healthy thing to do on so regular basis. And I'm ignoring so many vital things. Then I should be prepared to end up what I am going to be. We become what we think and what we do. This is girls and boys. In our life, what we become what we think and what we do. Whatever personality we develop, always depends on our thoughts and our actions. So when you daily assess yourself and everything is going on the direction that finally one day you thought it's not a good direction, then don't blame anyone, but just reflect that, oh, I have monitored myself and wrong track is now very clear with the help of figures, with the help of score. So I got to change, otherwise either I change or I should be prepared to end up where my routine is going to lead me to be. So last thing before I pass the paper to you, remember, never complain that I'm too busy, I cannot manage time. This morning I was sharing in one of the classes that I don't think there is anyone busier than the President of USA. And even sometimes we see he is also doing Christmas shopping with his family and having a few days off. So please, manage your time, monitor yourself, and in 1 to 2 months' time, see where your quality time is going. So this will kind of control you every day that I need to give marks 0 to 5 in terms of the time and the quality of time I spend in these things. And hope if it is balanced in all things, it is balanced here, and these leisure and entertainment are positive things, then inshallah you become very, very impressive personalities for yourself, for your family, and for the society in which you live. Now may I request at least one student, or maybe to make it easy, all the students who are sitting on the corner, this side and that side, come here, I give you papers, you distribute, and let's see if out of 300 plus students here, maybe 30, 40, 60 students go and make this routine, it may change. Thank you. So those on the corner, please come here.